All right, so hello. I'm doing another puzzle. This one's also from the calculation book by Jacob Aagard. White is Kasparov and black is tall. And I'll give you 5 seconds to look at the position. Okay, so we have to look at forcing moves first. And well, nothing really stands out, but knight of three is a very good move that you want to play, but after knight of three, your first instinct is probably that rook takes f3 is just a refutation, but a question that you should ask yourself always is, what if I do it anyways, even if you think that you see a refutation from your opponent? And that's exactly the case here. So knight f3 check, rook takes f3. There's queen e1 check, king e2. And let's see if you can find this. Pause the video. Rook takes h2, king takes h2, rook h5 check. And rook h4, rook takes h4 checkmate because of the bishop pinning the pawn. So white cannot take on f3. If king g2, there is knight e1 check. And after, let's say, king f1 takes on c2, up a rook, and a piece actually. So, and if king h1, obviously there's rook takes h2 checkmate. If king f1, black plays queen b5 check, and rook cc4. The only move to block, as I mentioned before. If king g2, there's knight e1 check. If queen e2, there is rook c1 check. Exploiting this pin on the queen, the king has to go to g2, and black just takes the queen. So, white's only move is either rook ac4 or rook cc4. So rook cc4, there's just rook takes h2. White has no threats on the king side, so you can just take this pawn and go from there. Let's say white plays queen e2. We can play rook d1 check, and this forces white to take. And after rook h1 check, king g2, there's just rook takes d1, winning queen. And after king takes f3, black's probably just mating white. So if king e2, rook takes, black's just up a lot of material, and after queen takes b3 check, this should be easily winning for black. So, after rook takes h2, white doesn't really have any other moves. For example, let's say the bishop comes back to e3 just to threaten rook a7 check and rook c8. Potential idea of that. Let's say, for example, black doesn't play anything. White will be able to create some counterplay. Let's say, rook e8 check. After king takes, I'm assuming this is some sort of perpetual. Oh, okay. So black loses the queen like that. So that's just an example of how bishop e3 might be able to allow white to create some counterplay. And um, so let's say bishop e3, but it's like the same thing as before. Rook h1 check. King e2. As I said before, king g2. There's always this knight e1 fork, winning the queen. And after king e2, I think there might be knight d4 check, because knight d4 check exploits his pin. The bishop has to take, and then I can play rook takes d4. I'll be up a piece, but there's rook a5. But this just is I assume this is winning for black, but it might not be as easy as the game continuation. So, oh yeah, of course, the answer is rook d2 check, because if the bishop takes, now there's knight d4 check, and black wins the queen like that. And otherwise, black just wins the queen like this. So this is a very interesting position. It has a lot of nuances that are very complicated. So it took me a long time to understand this, but If rook a c4, it's the same exact thing, I think. Oh, no. This is different because there's knight d2 check instead. And after king e2 or king g2, let's say king e2, um, black just takes on a7 because white's just hanging the rook. And after king g2, same thing. So rook a c4 just loses the bishop this time. Because I think the problem with rook takes h2 is there might be some sort of checks, or maybe queen e4 trying to pin the rook, but oh wait, no, this is pinned, so there's nothing actually. Oh yeah, this time is rook takes f3 because the rook remains on the c file, the c rank I mean. But as you can see, black wins through this idea of asking questions to yourself, like you might initially reject knight f3 check because the rook takes f3, but you always have to think to yourself, what if I do it anyways? And so I hope you guys enjoyed and found this informational. If you want the PGN file of this puzzle, subscribe and send me an email at mhjf2015@gmail.com. And see you guys later.